Good morning, respected teachers, dear friends, and all those present here today. Today I am honored to speak on a profound and inspiring theme. I may fall 7 times, but the Lord lifts me up every time. This message is not just a verse, but a guiding principle that can transform the way we look at challenges, failures, and setbacks in life. 1. Understanding life's challenges. Life is not a straight road. It is a journey full of twists and turns, ups and downs. Every one of us, no matter how strong or talented, will face times of difficulty. Maybe it's a poor exam result after months of hard work. Maybe it's a rejection from something we were sure we deserved. These falls can make us feel discouraged, hopeless, and even ready to give up. But here is the truth. Falling is not the problem. Staying down is. 2. The biblical wisdom behind falling and rising. The phrase, I may fall 7 times, but the Lord lifts me up every time, comes from Proverbs 24:16, which says, For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. This verse teaches us something important. Even the most faithful, hard-working, and dedicated people may fall multiple times. Failure does not mean we are weak or unworthy. It means we are human. But here is the key. God's love and strength are always there to lift us back up, no matter how many times we fall. 3. Resilience, the power of trusting God. Imagine a child learning to walk. The child falls again and again, but each time they get back up, because they know their parent is right there to catch them if they stumble. In the same way, God is always there for us. He doesn't let us fall to punish us. He lets us fall so we can learn, grow, and build resilience. Resilience means having the courage to rise after every fall, and when we trust in God's plan, that resilience becomes stronger. 4. Failure is a lesson, not a defeat. Every time we fall, there is a lesson waiting for us. Maybe we need to study harder, practice more, or change our approach. Maybe we need to be more patient or humble. Each fall teaches us something new, and with God's guidance, we can turn every setback into a stepping stone towards success. Remember, the greatest leaders, scientists, and inventors in history all faced failure, but they kept going because they knew that every fall was just a part of their journey. Find God as our strength and support. Sometimes when we fall, we feel completely alone, but that is when we need to remember that we are never truly alone. God is always with us, ready to lift us up. He gives us strength when we feel weak, hope when we feel hopeless, and courage when we feel afraid. When we pray, when we have faith, and when we trust in Him, we can overcome anything. 6. Moving forward with purpose. (4:15) Debrin, Day 508. Dedran, upon the earth everyone is equal. Each moment in time is like a time. When we pray, when we have faith, and when we have hope, things always kept happening. Conclusion. So my dear friends, the next time you face a setback, don't be discouraged. Remember the message of Proverbs 24:16. You may fall 7 times, or even 70 times, but the Lord will lift you up every single time. Trust in Him, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward, because with God by your side, no fall is permanent, and no dream is out of reach. Thank you. Life, as we all know, is not a smooth and straight path. It is more like a winding road with bumps, detours, and unexpected turns along the way. From the moment we start to dream or set goals, we encounter obstacles that test our patience, determination, and strength. Challenges are a part of life that no one can avoid. Whether it's striving for academic excellence, excelling in sports, building relationships, or achieving career goals, every step forward may come with difficulties. These obstacles may discourage us, shake our confidence, or even make us question our capabilities. However, facing challenges doesn't mean we are destined to fail. In fact, it is through these very challenges that we grow, learn, and become stronger. Falling down, whether it's through a failed attempt at something important or experiencing personal setbacks, is often seen as something negative. People sometimes feel ashamed when they fail or fall short of their own expectations. But if we look deeper, we will realize that falling is not what defines us. It's how we respond to the fall that truly matters. It is part of the natural rhythm of life to face difficulties, just like a seed buried underground before it blossoms into a tree, or a butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon before it can fly. The process of falling and rising, failing and learning, struggling and overcoming, is an essential part of personal growth. It builds resilience, which is the inner strength to endure hardship, rise after failure, and keep moving forward despite setbacks. When we fall, we may experience moments of hopelessness where we feel like giving up and staying down. The weight of disappointment can seem overwhelming, but it is in those moments of discouragement that we have the greatest opportunity to grow. When we fall, we are given a choice. Either remain where we are and let the failure define us, or rise again with renewed energy, determination, and wisdom. Many of the world's greatest achievers, from inventors to athletes to leaders, faced numerous failures before achieving success. Their journeys teach us that it is not falling that matters, but whether we rise again and learn from the experience. Every challenge presents a hidden opportunity. When we fail, we are forced to reflect on what went wrong, what we could have done differently, and what lessons we can take with us moving forward. These lessons often teach us more than success ever could. Success may bring temporary joy, but failure brings wisdom, humility, and strength. It teaches us patience, helps us develop problem-solving skills, and builds the mental and emotional toughness we need to face life's future challenges. Falling is, therefore, not something to fear, but something to embrace as part of life's learning process. Each fall can be seen as a stepping stone, preparing us for the next phase of our journey. Just like a toddler who stumbles when learning to walk, we must keep getting back up, knowing that every step forward, no matter how difficult, brings us closer to our goals. Ultimately, it is through life's challenges that we discover our true potential, and it is by rising after each fall that we grow into the best version of ourselves. The phrase, "I may fall 7 times, but the Lord lifts me up every time," is deeply rooted in the wisdom of the Bible, particularly from Proverbs 24:16, which says, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again." This verse is not just a poetic statement, it carries a profound message about resilience, faith, and the nature of life itself. It reminds us that falling is a part of the human experience, even for those who are doing their best to follow the right path. Being righteous, faithful, or hardworking does not guarantee a life without challenges. Instead, it shows that even when life knocks us down repeatedly, we have the strength, through God's grace, to rise every single time. In life, many people mistakenly believe that faith will shield them from difficulties. They assume that if they work hard, pray regularly, and do good deeds, they will never experience failure, rejection, or disappointment. However, the Bible teaches us a different truth. Even the most righteous may fall. In fact, sometimes those who follow God's path face even greater challenges because they are being tested and strengthened. Falling is not a sign of weakness, sin, or failure. It is part of God's plan to help us grow and fulfill our purpose. When the verse mentions falling 7 times, it is symbolic. In biblical terms, the number 7 often represents completeness or perfection. This means that no matter how many times we fall, whether it's 7 or 70 or even more, God's grace will always be there to lift us up. Each fall we experience, whether it's failing a test, struggling with a personal goal, or facing emotional difficulties, is an opportunity for God to show His power in our lives. His promise to lift us up is a reminder that we are never alone, even when things feel hopeless. This verse also emphasizes the difference between the righteous and those who give up when they fall. The righteous rise again because they have faith in God's plan and believe that their story is not over just because they stumbled. It's easy to lose hope after a failure and decide to give up, but those who trust in God understand that every fall is part of a greater journey. Falling is not the end, it's just a chapter in a much bigger story that God is writing for us. This biblical wisdom also teaches us to change our perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as a dead end, we should view it as a lesson, a stepping stone, or even a redirection towards something better. Sometimes God allows us to fall to prevent us from going down the wrong path. Other times, He uses our falls to teach us patience, humility, and perseverance. Every time we rise after a fall, we become stronger, wiser, and more spiritually grounded. Ultimately, the message of Proverbs 24:16 is one of hope, resilience, and trust in God. It reassures us that no matter how many times we fall, God will always be there to lift us up, guide us, and help us rise again. All we need is faith, patience, and the courage to keep getting back up.